It's not real TV unless you have one of these. Hello and welcome to North America's Next Top Tip, the show where you can watch me waste my money so you don't have to. I'm Jen, and I'll be your host this evening. Tonight we have 8 tip brands competing to win the title of Tip Toppiest Tip, so let's cut to the chase and meet our contestants, shall we? I'll be intentionally trying to break these babies down. Then I'll score them in 7 categories based on how well they fare in my test. The first category is strength and durability. Do they bend, need reinforcement, or lose their shape? Category number 2 is sizing. Do they run large or small? Is the sizing consistent, or are there large gaps between each one? Category number 3 is options. Do they have a variety of shapes for flat nails, curved nails? Do they have a lot of lengths, like short to extra long? Category 4 is value. Are they cheap? Pricey? Do they have refill bags? How much would it cost to do 25 sets? Category 6 is packaging. Is it sleek, sexy? Does it keep everything organized, or did my tips arrive like a tossed salad? We've got plenty of nails to destroy today, so let's get to it. I'd like to give a little disclaimer here, if you will. I'm not here to be Mrs. Nice Guy. I'm here to be more of a Simon Cowell of the judges panel. I'm here to really put these products to the test and see which one is truly the best. And you know your girl's not sponsored because she's only got 32 subscribers. This is the first in a series of nail product comparison videos, so if you want to see more like this, be sure to subscribe. As comfortable as that suit was, I decided to put on my Sunday's best for you. Let's kick things off with strength and durability. I know one of the benefits of soft gel tips is their ability to flex, but flex is different than an overall flimsiness. First, I'll do a quick bend test. I'll be bending 3 tips from each brand to ensure consistency, and be ranking them out of 3, 1 being the worst and 3 being the best. What is that? What is it? All of these babies are headed to the nail graveyard. Now I'll be doing a pinch test. I'll be pinching them right down the middle and seeing how well they return to their original shape. After all, soft gel tips are designed to flex and not crack. the Painted Desert ones have been the only ones that I have had trouble with cracking. Sometimes I even just remove them from my press-on nail stands and they peel like a split in a piece of tape. Now that those precursors are out of the way, let's see how these tips hold up to some unfortunate events. Sometimes you whack your nails around. I get it. Accidentally, of course, because none of us use our nails as tools now, do we? I wanted something that would cause a lot of trauma to the nail. What do I know about trauma? Well, I once fell off a merry-go-round and broke my nose, so yeah, I would say I know a thing or two about trauma. So I tried the textbooks, and after doing several nails, I realized that this test wasn't working. All the nails looked like, well, like a nail that had a textbook dropped on them. Then I tried to recreate a terrible fate that many of us have unfortunately experienced. Closing your nails in a door. Unfortunately, that yielded the same results. Next, I attempted a test of my patience, a test of how well the nails hold their shape. I banged them against a surface 500 times, then compared them to a new tip. I still wanted to share the results of that test solely because I don't want to admit that I wasted my time doing that for nothing. These few tests made me realize that the only way to really test nail durability is to do a wear test. I won't be doing that in this video because it would probably take 8 million years for me to wear all these nails long enough to be able to really put them to the test, but I will be doing that in subsequent videos. I'll also be updating these scores when those tests are done. Now I'm going to show you an up-close and personal look of each tip to show you the thickness. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing if a tip is thin, but it does mean it would be better suited with something over top like dip or gel. For this experiment though, I'm only going to be basing my scores on if they can be worn alone. The only thing I don't like about these shorter shapes, especially with the extra small oval and the short squoval, is that they are kind of thick at the cuticle. Not only does it not go straight down, it literally bumps up. Again, I compared 3 tips from each brand just to ensure that the brand is consistent and I'm not just getting a kind of dud shape. Well, gee, I think that brings us to the end of section 1. I'll see you after the break for category 2, sizing. Now it's time for me to run through a sizing overview. Each brand will be rated on 2 things. 1, their consistency between sizes. If you fit one, can you reasonably assume that you'll fit them all? And 2, overall fit. In other words, how easily could your average Joe find their sizes? I'll also be covering whether or not they're suited for flatter nails, more curved nails, small nail beds, and large nail beds. Apres has relatively consistent sizing, assuming you're not switching constantly between sculpted and natural styles. I've found most natural styles to be more or less the same in terms of sizing, save for a few quirks here and there. One style in particular, though, does baffle me, and that is the natural short stilettos. Not only are they not natural, they are also not short and not stiletto. The sizing between each size is totally whack, too. Apres boxes have 10 sizes, but they do also offer a 00 size that can be purchased separately. Their nails are suitable for almost any nail size, but keep in mind that some styles run larger than others. When I was looking for my size in the daily Charme tips, I thought I was going bonkers. Do you see anything wrong with this lid here? I thought maybe I had a typo or something on my box, but I noticed that all of them were like this. They were all missing one size, and I have no idea why. Like, if you're gonna cut it out in all the shapes, why not just renumber them instead of cutting one out? The Daily Charme sizing is super odd even if we disregard their peculiar numbering conventions. Most of the nails have less than 1 millimeter between sizes, which might sound like a good thing, because, you know, you'll be able to find a more precise fit, right? Well, no. It also means that some sizes are gone completely. And if you have some nails that are only 1 millimeter or 2 apart, you'll have to skip at least 2 or 3 sizes, which means that your nails will look like wildly different lengths. Honestly, Daily Charme kind of pooped the bed with their sizing. There is nothing consistent about the Enailcouture tips, and the sizing is no exception. For example, their short almond tips are abnormally tiny, while their XXL coffins are some of the biggest tips I've ever used. For reference, I'm usually a 5 on my index finger, and in the short almonds, I'm a 3. In the XXL coffins, I'm an 8. Luckily, the XXL coffins have 12 sizes, so I am still able to find a size for my pinky, but it's still huge. Overall, very awkward fit, and I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of trial and error with this brand. The iGel tip sizing is just as disappointing as the tips themselves. I would like to note that the iGel, Kiara Sky, and Enailcouture short almonds or mini sculpture almonds are the exact same in every way, so they all get the same lackluster score. The only difference is the Enailcouture ones have 2 extra sizes, but they're tacked on to the end and they are so small. If you have small nails, they could be great for you, but again, on average, Their medium almonds run slightly large. Unfortunately, they're not large where you need it, which is usually in the thumb size. There's also really awkward jumps between sizes, some super tiny and some really large. The long coffins do fit a bit better though. I would advise you to just steer clear of these medium almonds, but then you'd have to steer clear of all of them. The iGel medium almonds, the Painted Desert medium almonds, the Kiara Sky medium almonds are all identical as well. Just because they're equal in shape and length does not mean they're equal in quality. The iGel ones are definitely the worst of them, and the Painted Desert ones I would say are the strongest for the medium almonds. The only medium almond shape I've tried that is different from these ones is Susie's from Nail Career Education, and I really like these ones. I really do. They fit much nicer, but they do still have the smaller thumb sizes. As mentioned, the Kiara Sky short almonds and medium almonds are the same as some other brands, so I'll skim over those ones, but their medium stilettos and short coffins fit right on par with Apres Sizing, so I have no qualms with these shapes. Overall, their sizing is pretty consistent except for the weird almonds, but I'm beginning to think that this is a trend just with almond shapes. Both the XXL coffins and the short stilettos from Makartt run right on par with Apres Sizing. The XXLs may seem to run a little bit large, but it's a good thing to remember that the tip should be coming straight out from your natural nail and not necessarily sitting flush with it. I'm not sure why this is, but I have noticed that most tips made from ABS plastic fit way more consistently than any soft shell tips. Nail Career Education's nails fit average for the most part, except like I mentioned before, the thumb sizes are a little on the small side. Essentially, the size 0 is more of a size 1 than a size 0, but if you're not a size 0 on your thumb usually, you shouldn't have any problem finding your sizes in this shape. Of course, I can't test the consistency here since I only have one, but I'll default their score to the middle. The XL coffins from Painted Desert are identical in shape and length to the Makartt XXL coffins. I really want to love Painted Desert's short shapes, but their sizing is less than ideal for most people. The short squovels, extra small ovals, and short squares have awkward gaps between sizing, making it difficult to find ones that fit for many wearers. I know, I could just file the sides, but I shouldn't have to file them down 1 or 2 sizes just to make them fit at all. This severely ruins the shape and makes them extra flat. And considering they already are one of the flatter tips, this is not a good thing. Despite this, it's definitely possible for most people to find a fit, but again, I'm being a Simon Cowell here. The medium almonds and XL coffins fit the same as their competitors. Here are the shapes I own with the largest sizes for those with wider thumbnails. As for smaller nails, here are the styles I own with the smallest sizes. Here's how everyone's stacked up against the competition for Category 2 Sizing. What's something we always want more of, but then complain about when we have lots? That's right, options. Oh, they hurt so good. I'll only be counting individual shapes and lengths, and not if a shape is offered in a different color. Apres offers 35 styles ranging from extra short to extra long. They offer nearly every nail shape in both natural and sculpted to accommodate flatter and curved nails. However, in my experience, some are still too curved for some nail beds. Daily Charme has 16 total styles ranging from extra short to extra long. All of their nails are natural and best for those with flatter nails. Enailcouture boasts a whopping 58 different styles on the USA site, sorry fellow Canadians, ranging from extra short to 10XL. They have a very wide range, including both super flat and extremely curved nails, giving them a perfect score. iGel has a lackluster 9 styles ranging from short to long. Not that I'd want any more from them, though. They don't have a choice or even list if their nails are natural or sculpted, but the ones I have are flat. Kiara Sky also has only 9 styles ranging from short to long. They have both natural and sculpted, but don't offer a choice, so each shape only comes in one or the other. 7 are natural and 2 are sculpted. Makartt has 19 styles from short to extra long. None of them are particularly well suited for curved nails. Nail Career Education has only 4 styles, medium and long, but I do believe she is the newest to join the game. Unfortunately, she started with no short lengths, which I think is a big mistake. They are not listed as either natural or sculpted, but would definitely be natural. Painted Desert has 19 styles from extra short to extra long and offers several styles in a sculpted option as well. Apres seems to be stuck to the top like one of those sticky things that you get from vending machines and throw at the ceiling. To recap, here are the best brands for those with flatter nails. Kiara Sky and Painted Desert are my choice, though most can also get away with Enailcouture. It's near impossible to decipher their website to determine which are actually flat. You might also like Apres Naturals, but I'd avoid them if you know you have extremely flat nails with little to no curvature. There have only been a few people that this has been an issue with, but I thought I'd mention it. The best for those with a natural C-curve would be the Apres sculpted styles, minus the long coffins. For some reason, those ones are much flatter than all the other sculpted styles I have. The ENC sculpture styles, except the mini sculpture almonds, the ones I have, would also work. Sometimes it's not as simple as which is the best, but rather which is the best for your budget. I've determined which of these brands provides the best bang for your buck in both US and Canadian funds by calculating how much it would cost to do 25 full sets. Most people, like me, have a couple nails that are the same size on one hand, so we tend to go through boxes a little faster than most people. I've included this in my calculations as well. I'll put each set of calculations up on the screen, so feel free to pause and check them out for your currency. If you've never shopped at iGel before, don't be fooled by the 60% off sale. It's literally always on. I calculated these costs based off the discounted 60% off price for this reason. iGel has no refill bags, so a new box must be purchased each time. Apres has the benefit of refill bags, so you have the option of only purchasing the ones that will fit your nails rather than an entire box. Of course, you can start off with a box to guarantee a fit, so I've included both of those calculations. Susie from Nail Career Education has no refill bags and a hefty price tag on each box. In fact, the price has increased twice since I purchased it. Of course, this is due to the fact that you're supporting a small business and it's totally understandable that her prices won't be as low as others. The Painted Desert recently started offering refill bags, but right now they're only available in certain styles. I assume they'll be offered in all eventually, but for now, this is what we have. Makartt has no refill bags, so again, a new box is needed when one size runs out. Kiara Sky does offer refill bags, but not for individual sizes. Each refill includes 3 or 4 sizes, which to me defeats the purpose of refill bags. I'd have to buy all 3 bag options for my sizes, so I'd essentially just be purchasing another box. Enailcouture does not have refill options, which is a conundrum because all of their nails come in individual bags already. Although ENC nails seem the most inexpensive up front, their low tip count hits hard, especially for those with a few fingers the same. Although almost every time I look they're sold out, Charme does offer refill pouches. This is something I was most interested to look into because I often hear people ask, Apres is so expensive, is it worth the price? And in reality, they're one of the cheapest. I thought it'd be beneficial to calculate 25 sets because it's easy to see upfront costs. And Makartt, the only non-soft gel option and seemingly the cheapest option, is actually the most expensive in the long run. With no refill bags and low tip count per size, they run out quickly. Having more than 10 sizes may seem like an asset, but for most of us, it really just means that there's more sizes we won't use. Before we crown a winner, I'd be amiss if I didn't at least touch on each brand's packaging. In my humble and picky opinion, all the boxes kind of fall short, and I'm not just saying that because they're only an inch tall. I hate to say it, they do kind of look like a sandwich box to me. It does look a little better with a new, larger label, but only marginally. The label itself is very cute though. Also, I will never get used to this tip layout, especially when the sizes aren't labeled anywhere on the box. They are definitely far from the worst though, considering Enailcouture doesn't even come with a box. At first I was kind of, whatever about this, but the more I thought about it, the weirder it seemed to me. I mean, this would not be an acceptable thing to do with any other product, so why is it okay here? What if you went to go buy some beans and this time though, the can is sold separately, and if you don't want it, they'll just pour some in some Ziploc bags for you. Those Rice Krispies you love? Cut in the box. They'll just be all willy-nilly in your pantry. Susie's packaging is pretty unique with its shape, but it also means that it's not exactly ideal to stack. Although it is clear, like the Painted Desert one, it feels much sturdier and more high-end. Unfortunately, the sticker looks a bit plain, not to mention it's not even aligned on the box properly, and it's full of bubbles. The nails inside are also packed very oddly, with the 0 starting here on the right and continuing down like this. The experience of opening the package was such a treat though. Very cute, and it made me feel like she really cares about what she's sending out. iGel's box feels near identical to the Kiara Sky one, the only difference being on the inside there's an insert that just falls out upside down when you open it, which doesn't exactly scream good first impression. But really, with tips that feel like they're made of saran wrap, that's the least of their worries. The Kiara Sky box lid doesn't feel like it fully closes against the compartments, so my tips arrived like a unwanted trail mix. Well, I don't know when trail mix is ever really wanted, but you know what I mean. Now that I'm thinking about it, the insert in the iGel box might have been the only reason that this didn't happen with that box. The Daily Charme ones are borderline sandwich boxy, but it's pretty much masked by this giant label on the front. I do like this label though, because it makes everything really clear and clean. Although the Makartt box looks the cheapest, the sticker on the front actually helps elevate it a bit. Again, there is no label for where each size is located in the box. Finally, we have Apres, which to me is arguably the most beautiful. Not only that, the box is sturdy and well made, and it's a really nice experience to just open it up. Unfortunately, it's easy to ruin the aesthetic of this box, especially if you're a klutz like me. Let's hear a word from our winner. So Apres, how does it feel to have won? She's speechless. Enailcouture, best for the gambler. A laughably inconsistent and confusing brand that makes you feel as if every style was made by a new manufacturer. Many of their nails are terribly weak and flimsy, and others are virtually unbendable. I have heard many a horror story regarding their durability, customer service, and website. It is not a nice experience to shop there, not to mention their questionable business practices. All that being said, when they're good, they are good. Painted Desert, best for short nails, small nails, and flat nails. A great quality brand overall that is unbeatable for their short lengths that are actually short, even for those with small nail beds. Not only that, you're also supporting a small business, and a brand that has refill bags is a huge money saver. Honestly, one of the biggest cons of Painted Desert is just that they're sold out a lot. Like, the demand for them is crazy, and that is so awesome for them. I would like to see some shorter shapes from them that have more curve to them, because I absolutely love their shapes, but I do have to do a lot of finagling to get them to work for my nails. Daily Charme tips are the best for colored tips and for those that like to use overlays on top, such as dip or builder gel. They are thin enough to prevent your nails from looking bulky or chunky after you're done applying your overlay, and they offer far more styles than most of the other thinner brands. Makartt tips are best for consistent sizing that won't drive you crazy. If you fit one, you'll likely fit them all. They would also work for those that like to do overlays over top, but I do find they have fewer options. I would say Kiara Sky nails are one of the best for flat nails, and Susie's quick tips are definitely my favorite medium almonds. They do feel a little more durable, and they have a unique shape as opposed to the other ones. Last and certainly least, iGel wins the title of best to throw away, or best to save your money on, best to avoid. I know I'm being harsh, but these are by far the worst tips of them all. It's not even close. There's really nothing I like about them because every shape that I have is identical to another brand's, but worse quality. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. So flattering. If you have a favorite brand of tips, let me know which ones you like in the comments below, or if there are any others that I may have missed. I tried to get all the most common ones I've seen, but there are new ones popping up constantly, so it's hard to keep up. I hope you found this video helpful or useful, or, you know, saved you a buck or two. And I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye. Nope. Tonight we have 8 tips. And rate them out of... Daily Charme has 16 I calculated these costs based off the